I have performed here once or twice, but it's been a while. And the biggest thing I was involved with TAUNY was the Songs to Keep project, which was about 10 years ago now, amazingly. Time flies, especially with COVID in there. Those couple of years, I lost track of time. But I don't know if anybody heard of it. There's the songbook here. There was a DVD that won an Emmy Award, a 1-hour documentary that was put out on PBS out of Plattsburgh. Dave Ruck helped produce this CD of music. And what this was all about was there was songs that had been collected back in the 1940s, 50s, and early 60s. Marjorie and Lansing Porter, who lived in the Adirondacks, the eastern Adirondacks, had used this sound scribe that with the technology of the time, you know, a lot of people weren't recording anything. So she went around and she said, some of these songs are fine to keep, and we've got to go out and capture these for future generations. So she went around with her, she lugged this huge, heavy piece of machinery around and went to people's right into their homes and recorded them, maybe just singing a cappella or with a guitar or with a fiddle or just a fiddle tune, an old fiddle tune that had been passed down through the family generations and so forth. And the recordings were, it was great to have all these recordings, hundreds of songs, but terrible recordings from this machine, very scratchy, sometimes hard to hear what the words were and the notes and so forth. Well, TAUNY supported this project, like I say, about 10 years ago to kind of resurrect some of these songs and have some modern day singers and songwriters and musicians kind of interpret these and re-record them with higher quality and then do a series of live shows as well. So I was involved with a couple of those around the North Country, the live shows, involved with the documentary a little bit as well with Sue Grimm. But to make a long story short, Dave Ruck, he's going to be here, I think, in a couple of weeks. He's awesome, and he's done a lot of stuff for TAUNY. Great musician out of the Buffalo area. He said, okay, to Sue and I, said, okay, go listen to these recordings. They're housed over in the Plattsburgh Library, and pick one that you like, and then we'll try to record, learn it, we'll try to record it. So I went and listened to these scratchy recordings and found one I liked, and then I went and I contacted him. So Dave, I got it, figured it out. I really like this song. Let's do this one. He's like, oh yeah, about that one. We kind of have somebody else lined up to do that one. I wasn't positive, but it looks like it's going to happen. So can you pick another one? So I guess because I'm not Kevin Bacon, I guess I didn't want to pick my own song. So Kevin Bacon and his brother Michael got to pick the song that I wanted to do. And they recorded it down in their studio in New York. They have ties to the Adirondacks. They've spent a lot of time in the Old Forge area over the years with their families. So they were excited to be a part of this project. So I picked another song with Sue Grimm, and we recorded it for the CD. But when we did the shows, of course, Kevin Bacon was busy making movies and all that. So I got to do this song during the shows that they had done. But really cool if you get to hear it sometime. It's probably online now. But it's called My Adirondack Home. It was written, we think, by Francis DeLong out of Schuyler Falls, which is kind of just southwest of Plattsburgh. Recorded in like 1951 by Marjorie Lansing Porter. And it goes like this. Well, I left my Adirondack home about a year ago. Met up with bad company, the kind we shouldn't know. I learned to drink and gamble, turned out to be a bum. Tired of roaming round, so I'm headed straight back home. There's a path that leads back to my Adirondack home. I'm going back tonight, and no, never more I'll roam. I can see my mother there, for her boy she says a prayer as she waits in her armchair in my Adirondack home. Well, Dad has left this cruel world for heaven up above, leaving Mother all alone with only me to love. But I left my little home, felt nothing short of pain. Now that I know I was wrong, I'm going back again. There's a path that leads back to my Adirondack home. I'm going back tonight, and no, never more I'll roam. I can see my mother there, for her boy she says a prayer as as she waits in her armchair in my Adirondack home. Now that you've heard my story, don't ever leave your home when your mother needs you, so don't ever start to roam. Don't disappoint your mother, for someday she'll be gone. Whenever you're away, don't forget this little song. There's a path that leads back to my Adirondack. I'm going back tonight, and oh, never more I'll roam. I can see my mother there, for her boy she said a prayer as she waits in her armchair in my Adirondack home. As she waits in her armchair in my Adirondack home.